Welcome to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Did you feel the earthquake that shook the City Hall Rotunda? I'll tell you more about that later in the newscast. But first, it's off to Slavic Village as they celebrated 2 ribbon cuttings. The McDonald's located in Slavic Village recently underwent a $1 million renovation project. Councilman Anthony Brancatelli was there to commemorate the grand reopening. TV20 reporter Alex Picterna has a story.
We're really excited here to be doing a rededication of the McDonald's at 65th and Broadway. A new drive-through lane, interior improvements, exterior improvements, new landscaping, a refresh to create a new opportunity for experiences for all the residents that are coming to this McDonald's. It's
a welcomed improvement to the community. This McDonald's is one of the many ongoing redevelopment projects in Slavic Village.
As we have Oak Hill Health coming in next door, as we have O'Reilly's having a new Walgreens across the street, along with all the investments up and down our trail, there's a lot of excitement going on in our neighborhood with trailside homes, Third Federal Savings, etc. But today is the day for the House family.
Funding the renovations were franchise owners Nancy and John House.
I feel that any neighborhood deserves a nice McDonald's. You should be able to come to a clean, inviting McDonald's that you can sit down, use the free Wi-Fi. I've seen people come in and meet with their loan officer, for a mortgage loan. I've seen people do interviews for other jobs inside my store. Whatever it is that makes you feel like you have a place that you can meet somebody, this should be the place.
Alongside cake, free food and prizes were being given out to patrons. Finally, to close out the celebrations, a ribbon cutting to mark the official welcome back to the Slavic Village neighborhood.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks, Alex. Now we'll head over to the Fleet Avenue portion of Slavic Village, where a local flower shop just reopened their doors at its newest location.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Vic's Floral, an establishment that has been in the Slavic Village neighborhood for over 70 years, has a fresh new look, and its new location has everything to do with it, says owner Kelly Hastings.
This is huge. It's really nice to keep this store going. I mean, I'm very fortunate that I took over a very well-established business, certainly in the neighborhood, but just in the industry in general. We've always had a very good name, and this kind of brings it to the next step of expansion and staying in the neighborhood, too. I had some people afraid that we were leaving the neighborhood. We were definitely not going to do that. We're staying right here.
Another person who is excited for the new location of Vic's Floral is Ward 12 Councilman and frequent customer Anthony Brancatelli.
This is really exciting. One, we get to retain a business that's been long-standing. Vic's Florals has been around since 1944, and it really is another generation of family that's coming here that's now purchased the building, purchased the business, and is really keeping the flower shop open and alive. And moving over here on Fleet Avenue makes a big difference of adding to the merchant plan that's already starting to grow. We're seeing more and more merchants and more small businesses coming into the neighborhood.
Before taking ownership of Vic's Floral, Hastings said she began working part-time for previous owner Drew Haney. She said she never thought she would one day be the new owner.
I hadn't worked as a florist since I was much younger. I didn't think it was something I was going to keep doing, and I wanted something part-time, a couple days a week, and that's when I started working for Drew. And next thing you know, within a few years, it changed dramatically. It changed very dramatically, and here I am all these years later. It was just perfect timing. They wanted to retire. Their children didn't want to take it over or anything, and here I am.
Former owner Drew Haney was moved to tears over the work Kelly has done to reinvigorate the little floral shop.
We wanted it to stay in the neighborhood because it's been here since '42, and she just kept digging and digging and digging, and hooked up with Steve, was able to work something out, was able to get financing through the city and whatever she needed. But I told her, I said, hey, that's the same thing I did in 1989, 1990, when we bought the old big building, the Bank of Cleveland building on Broadway. And I said, it's a lot of hard work. You're going to say, oh my God, I owe all this money, blah, 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 this and that. Don't worry about it. Do it. She did.
It's got to make you feel great, too, that the legacy of this shop is staying for another generation.
Exactly.
For more information on Vic's Floral, you can visit their website at vicsfloral.com or you can visit their new shop located at 6304 Fleet Avenue in historic Slavic Village. The coffee was brewing and spirits were high as the residents from the Glenville area joined police officers and Ward 9 Councilman Kevin Conwell for a celebration of jobs, jazz, and coffee with the cop. This event gives a chance to discuss mutual goals for the community that they live in and serve.
We're pushing jobs, number one, jobs, jazz with my jazz band, Councilman Conwell and Footprints, and we also have the police officers doing community policing, talking with the residents in the community, so that way they can tell them about issues and concerns in their communities and build relationships with the police officers.
Taking the time to meet at neutral neighborhood locations provides the opportunity for real conversations.
I'm Commander Todd from the 3rd District. Like Commander Morris said, this is a joint venture for us. This side of the district is the 3rd District, the other side is the 5th District, so we're happy to be here today and to have the opportunity to meet everyone and come out and enjoy some music.
I thought it was a good opportunity to come over and meet new people, see what's going on in the community, and see what how I could be a part of it.
Coffee with the Cop events have been hosted in all 50 states and 9 different countries, and the list continues to grow.
So we're very, very happy. This event here is a lovely, beautiful event. Jazz, jobs, and coffee with the cop. Free coffee. Thank you and God bless.
Journey Church on Cleveland's west side played host to the first annual Ladies of Seeds graduation ceremony. Seeds is dedicated to creating a community of women equipped with the leadership skills necessary to make economic, healthy, and other meaningful changes that can sustain themselves, families, and communities.
So today is the SEEDS graduation. SEEDS stands for Support, Engage, Empower, Develop, and Sustain. It's a 9-month curriculum where women attend class once a week and they learn about their personal, professional, and social development.
Because SEEDS was so instrumental in my personal development and change. Part of the program was having critical conversations. And so I had to have some critical conversations with people with whom I love for my development and my growth.
This group of resilient women completed the program and were honored at the graduation ceremony, hosted by Program Manager Alicia Ellis and Councilwoman Jasmine Santana.
So this is the first cohort. We started in 2018, late 2018, and once again, it's been 9 months, and today these 11 women did it, and so they graduate today, and today this is what we celebrate with them.
It is a beautiful program, and I will let everybody know. Matter of fact, I was already telling people that we was getting ready to have a second one because we the first ones that graduate. And I was already telling people that they gonna have another seed program, and it was just exciting. And I also learned in the program, you can't help nobody else unless you help yourself first.
The Cleveland Municipal Court's Drug Court program recently held a graduation ceremony, offering a better life for those caught in the web of addiction. The Honorable Judge Lauren Seymour oversees the Drug Court, which gives those with drug and alcohol offenses a chance to become clean and sober and to have their records expunged.
Thank you all for coming to our 64th graduation. 64 graduations, that's pretty good. Over 21 years, it'll be 22 years in May, something like that. So anyway, we've been going strong for a couple decades, a generation, and we hope to continue to do so. And it's just a necessary need in our communities.
The keynote address was delivered by Seti Richardson. Mr. Richardson spoke about how the personal blame he felt at the passing of his mother after giving her a bottle of wine sent him on a decades-long spiral of alcohol and drug abuse.
So the next bottle of wine I got was gonna be for me. Well, the next bottle is something. One of the things that had occurred that day was that when my brothers and all them came and asked how she'd get the wine, I just wanted to lie, you know. I just wanted to lie.
Through rehab and counseling, Mr. Richardson turned his life around. His message to the graduates was that putting together the pieces of their lives takes time.
Those fragments are real. Those fragments are real fragments on the floor. And when you decide to start picking them up and trying to put your life back together, because you still got work to do. I said that. I said that twice, 4 or 5 times now. Still got work to do. But by the strength that you have, the support system that you have, the individuals that has come down here to witness this great day, this moment, we refuse to let you go back.
Each of the graduates received a certificate of completion and left the courthouse ready to start a new life. For more information on the Greater Cleveland Drug Court, visit the Cleveland Municipal Court's website at clevelandmunicipalcourt.org. Stay tuned, because after the break, I have the story of the earthquake that shook the City Hall Rotunda. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Now it's time for news you can use. Did you know you can get your 2019 taxes filed for free? It's true. For those who qualify, and if you make less than $56,000, visit refundohio.org or dial 211 on your phone to schedule your appointment today. Your taxes will be completed by IRS certified volunteers, and you can e-file your return for free. Again, visit refundohio.org and schedule your appointment today. Students are invited to apply for Mayor Frank G. Jackson's scholarship program. The scholarship program was created by the City of Cleveland in 2007 to provide scholarship funds to city employees and their dependents. CMSC high school graduating seniors and high school seniors in the Youth Development Program or involved with the City of Cleveland Department of Recreation. Applications are being accepted until March 27th. Visit cleveland-oh.gov and search for scholarship program. Learn to save a life by becoming a professional American Red Cross certified lifeguard. Training classes are starting soon. Before you register, you must be at least 15 years old by March 31st, be able to swim 300 yards non-stop using the freestyle and breaststroke, swim to the deepest end of the pool, retrieve a 10-pound object, and return it to the starting point on your back. Tread water for 2 minutes using only your legs, and pass a written test with 80% or better. Successful completion on the class does not guarantee employment with the City of Cleveland. City of Cleveland residents who have successfully completed the course will have first priority to seasonal vacancies. For more information, call 216-664-3018. And that was news you can use. The City of Cleveland teamed up with the American Heart Association to host their annual Go Red for Women event in the Rotunda of Cleveland City Hall. The event was also a health fair that tied into the city's Black History Month celebration.
The City of Cleveland's Department of Public Health has teamed up with the American Heart Association to help you take charge of your heart. Our Go Red for Women event is to raise awareness about heart disease in women. We are here today so that you can take steps to improve your health and the health of your loved ones.
Speaking to the crowd, Ward 5 Councilwoman Phyllis Cleveland said it's up to everyone to take charge of their hearts.
There's so many things in our environment that we have no control over. We don't control the economy. We don't control how other people act. We don't control so many things that impact our lives, but we can take charge of our health, and our heart health in particular, by deciding what we eat, by deciding what things we allow, what stresses we can eliminate from our lives, how much we exercise, And so we should take charge of those things that we can't control.
University Hospital's Dr. Natalie Evans, who specializes in vascular disease, was the keynote speaker for the event. Dr. Evans spoke about PAD, or peripheral artery disease.
Peripheral artery disease is blockages of the arteries that take blood to the tissues, to the legs. Okay, so the same process that happens in our heart can develop in our legs. So PAD puts us at risk for heart attack and stroke. So that same process that's happening in the coronary arteries, if it's happening in the legs, it probably signifies that you have disease somewhere else.
The American Heart Association has resources for you to access, as well as numerous tips for living heart healthy. Visit heart.org for more information. There are a number of successful African American media members in the city of Cleveland, and the Black History Month Planning Committee brought in some very familiar faces for this year's media panel discussion.
Ever since the advancement of the internet and online news, we have found and seen many established organizations close their doors. Many towns no longer have daily newspapers. We are one of those. So that affects the way information is delivered to you, the public. So today we want to talk about how do we continue to disseminate factual information that is helpful to our communities in this day and age.
When we think about our community, you have to ask the question, where are we getting our news from? And most people will say social media, Facebook, things like that, as opposed to credible news sources.
There's a small group of people that determine what is news and what's covered. And that group of people, the editors, producers, whatever they are for the medium that you're in, it's usually not a diverse group. So it's not representative of the entire community. So therefore, the kinds of stories that they say are news are not necessarily in the best interest of the Black community, for example.
What we need are the hiring of more Blacks and Browns and Latinos and yellows and reds and all the other colors. We need more of that. People who are steeped in the community, who have a feeling for the community and want to report on it. As Harry said, we've got a lot of folks who live in the outer areas of the city, and they drive in, but they don't see anything of the city except the news organization where they work. You need people who are going to be involved in the community, as every one of us is.
The underserved of our community always doesn't have the means to have their voice heard, and as a media, as the press, in whatever form or function we do it, that we seek to better and fairly represent their voice.
The city of Cleveland continues to celebrate Black History Month with a private viewing of the short film Toxic, A Black Woman's Story, followed by a panel discussion.
Our film discusses what the day in the life of an African American pregnant woman looks like. When we put this idea together, we wanted to explore how racism, chronic stress, and birth outcomes come together and have an impact on the African American community.
For those of you who do not know, just to put everything in context really quickly, for over 50 years, as Francis mentioned, this issue of infant mortality has been an issue within the county. It's devastating to know that this has been persistent for over 50 years. In 2018 in Cuyahoga County, Black babies were 4 times more likely to die than white babies. And in 2018 in the city of Cleveland, Black babies were 6 times more likely to die than white babies. So the numbers are astounding.
As a parent, I have my son, he's 21 now, but he was born at 26 weeks. And he wasn't breathing when he was born. The doctors worked on him, and just when they were about to give up, he took a breath. And he's 21 today, and just a handsome young lad. But this very easily could have been my wife and I's story.
Toxic, a black woman's story, was not developed for the general population. There was a particular audience it was made for.
This film is going to be used as an educational tool. So we are going to show it to providers and clinicians within the hospital system so they can start to have these conversations and begin how they will examine their own practices and policies and hiring policies, make sure that they have people represented in their hospitals that look like the communities they serve. So we are actually going to all the 3 major Cleveland hospital systems to show this film during grand rounds.
I want to thank you on behalf of the Black History Month Committee for being here. I hope you all have enjoyed it, that you have learned something. I think that they've done a magnificent job and have given us all food for thought as it relates to a very tragic situation in our communities, and anything that all of us can do to try and help to minimize that, lower those numbers is woefully needed. So thank you for being here.
The City of Cleveland's Black History Month celebration came to a close with a crowning event in the rotunda of Cleveland City Hall. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson welcomed the attendees to the program and had these remarks.
What is the significance of history, particularly African American history? The significance is that I liken it to a person who doesn't know their history is like a man or woman with amnesia, meaning that you don't know who you are. And when you don't know who you are, you become very palatable and very moldable into something that someone wants you to be that probably won't be in your interest.
The keynote address was delivered by the Reverend Dr. Crystal Walker, executive pastor of the new Mount Zion Baptist Church.
When you've been asked to speak or to say something, that if God wanted you to give a message to a person on the back of a bus, and the message you had to give, you had to convince them to do something. And the only thing that you have is from one bus stop to the next bus stop. And when the next bus stop comes, you have to get off the bus.
You can watch the crowning event of Cleveland's Black History Month only on TV20. Now to the story about the earthquake felt in the rotunda of Cleveland City Hall. I must warn you, it's not what you think. The earthquake was man-made by the students of St. Martin de Porres Quake Step Team. Captain Kimar Reed spoke to me about the history of the Quake Step Team.
Quake Step Team was founded in 2012, and we step at different events, and we have many performances, so we are a competition-based team. 2018, we won the state national step league competition, and then we went out to Atlanta. We have done many performances, and we're going to Atlanta again. We enjoy performing for many people. This is something that we enjoy doing because it's something that we are very passionate about, every single one of us. And so being a part of Quake Step Team is like a lifestyle for us because we enjoy being able to make other people happy.
Reed and the Quake Step Team came to Cleveland City Hall to meet with Mayor Frank Jackson and also perform for onlookers in the rotunda. Reed said step is something anyone can learn.
We do break everything down. Everyone, if you feel like you want to do step team, that is something that you can do. I mean, it's a fun thing to do. We enjoy ourselves. You can definitely learn it. I say it's not hard to learn, but it's about being able to apply yourself at full cost.
A very spiritual team. The members of Quake Step even have their own way of signaling to each other.
Yes, so this is our signal. It means Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We all do it. The only people that can do it is on this team because it signifies us. It's something that's close to us. And so when we see each other, if we're in like the mall or the store, we know who we are when we identify each other like that.
For more information, search for Quake Step Team on Instagram or Facebook.
What a man! What a man! 'Cause Quake coming through, Quake coming through. What a man! What a man! 'Cause Quake coming through, Quake coming through.
Finally, some students at Marion C. Seltzer Elementary School have gone to the dogs, literally. For one Friday out of the month, Seltzer Elementary students come to the Cleveland Kennel to spend some quality time with the lonely and adoptable canines by reading some of their favorite books to them. The program was started by Lisa Sweat, who teaches English as a second language at Marion C. Seltzer Elementary.
I have seen some other schools doing it in other states, and once the shelter had opened here in March, we're literally around the corner. So it was a great way to get a community sense of going between our students and the shelter. And so we just started researching how to get a program going, picked the best kids we had. We had 80 students apply for 15 slots, and it's been going pretty well. We started it in October. We come once a month.
When the kids arrive, the dogs get very excited because they know they're in for some special one-on-one time. Some dogs listen attentively, others bark their enjoyment, and some just curl up and go to sleep as the kids are reading their stories. Lisa says reading the books is as important to the kids as it is for the dogs.
And that's one of the things research has shown. It helps kids feel confident because, like I've told the students, the dogs don't care if you say it wrong. They don't care if you make the story up. They're not judgmental, and so it's a win-win. The kids know that they're playing an important role in helping the dogs be calm and be better candidates for adoption, as well as it helps my kids feel like that they can make a difference in the world. And they're excited when one of the dogs they've read to has been adopted, as well as it builds their confidence as readers.
Lisa said she hopes to see this program grow over the years by allowing more students to participate and by coming more than once a month. I want to thank you for watching TV20 News. Remember to visit us on our website at tv20cleveland.com and to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also watch us on your Roku devices. Simply add the peg.tv channel and search for TV20 through there. Thanks again for watching. I'm Dan Monroe. Take care, Cleveland.